lovely dollies, this is Mikey Mouse and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make head caps for wigs. Here I have with me something that has hair stuck to it, of course. Let me just toss that out. I have here with me Rowan's old head. He is a floating head at the moment, so I am going to use him to make a head cap and make the sequel to this video, which is going to be how I actually make my own wigs. So before you can actually start a wig, of course you need something to build your wig up on, and that is the head cap. I am going to show you today how I make my head caps. This is not, this is how it exactly works and this is the only way. No, this is the way I do it. I will give you some side notes if I know of people who are doing this differently, but this is just the way that I do it and I find is the easiest way for me. So I have this head on my homemade headstand. If you are interested in making one of these yourself, because these are extremely handy when you are making wigs, I will pop a link up there to show you how I make these, because I have a video here on YouTube about how I made my own headstands. So with that said, let's just start getting into the wig cap making. I'm gonna put him down here. There we go, here we are. If you see some mess here in the background, I am in the process of making wigs, so I have stuff all over the place. So let's just get into this. First thing I need is actually something to protect this head. So what I use is a simple plastic baggie. Let me just get me my plastic baggies. And I'm showing skin. I'm sorry, guys. I just use these sandwich baggies. That's enough protection for me. And I use, let me get out, 2 of these thin rubber bands. That's what I use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my baggie and I'm going to put that over his head. Now make sure these baggies have these yeah, what do you call this? They don't fold open completely at the bottom. If you have a baggie like this, then make sure that this is not on top of your doll's head, because this will show through on your head cap. Just make sure it's like just beneath the face, on the side of the head, just that you have a smooth top. If you have a baggie that opens completely and doesn't have this, then you can just pop it on top and be good. But I don't have those baggies right now, so I am going to be a little bit inventive and put it on the side. So I pull it taut, as tight as I can pull it, and then I grab one of my elasticies and I just wrap it around the neck to start with, in case he doesn't have a neck but he has a pole. You can definitely do this if you don't have a stand like this. You can just put your doll down in a sitting position and do the exact same. So if you don't have one of these stands, don't worry, you can still do this. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my second elastic, and this is going to be, I'm going to turn him a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to put it under his nose and over the top of his ears, and then fold it in half, and this can go under his chin. The reason why I am doing this is to make sure that the plastic is as tight around the head as I can get it, especially around his ears. Because if I don't do this, a plastic will actually go in a little bit of an angle over the ears. It won't go in around the ears like this. So if you put a head cap on top of here and you start gluing it down and you start reinforcing it, your head cap will actually also do this. Well, this is a bit of an exaggeration, but you guys know what I mean, right? So, and that's what you want to prevent, because that makes the wig cap too big for your doll's head. So with this little elastic around his ears and under his nose, you make sure that everything is nice and taut around his head, that is all smooth and no gaps and whatsoever that you can create. Now, what I'm next going to do, I have this pot of recycled salad, or is a, and I have the stuff that I use for my head caps. Now, what I use is just regular old pantyhose. In this case, I use pantyhose. I have seen people that use just a stretchy jersey or cotton or whatever. You can use pretty much any fabric you want. I would not advise you to use cotton because cotton isn't stretchy and you want your head cap to be wrinkle free and as smooth as you can get it. So anything that has some stretch to it is perfect for this. So I'm going to use this one. And this is a little bit of a part of a crotch area thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my fabric scissors, and there's a hole here. As you can see, I'm just snipping that open so that I have a complete rectangular piece of fabric. Then I'm going to cut off the waistband because that's just too thick for me. I don't like that on my wigs. If you do like that, then go right ahead and use that. I think it doesn't really look good. It's too bulky. So I'm going to cut that off and throw that away. And I have a little piece of seam here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just a little piece of seam. And I'm going to cut that off too, just to be sure that I am not using that on my wig cap. So, snip, snip. And I see I have another one on the other side, so I'm going to cut that one off as well. And my bracelet, my watch just keeps buzzing. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to fold the fabric in half. Why do I do that? Because then the fabric, because pantyhose fabric is very thin, I just like to reinforce it with a double layer. That's just me. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you have a jersey fabric, then absolutely don't do this because your fabric is already thick enough. But I fold it over. Now, what I'm going to do next is we're going to put him on straight, and I'm going to pull this whole shebang over his head. And what I'm going to make sure is that everything is nice and taut and pulled, and that is completely over every part of his head. Just over his ears, his nose, the back of his head, and then my trusty elastic. We have a third elastic here. I'm going to use that, and we're going to do exactly the same that we did with the last elastic. I'm going to put it on the back of his head, over his ears, under his nose, and then back over again. Now, when I put this finely fabric on, I usually put both of the straps around his ears just for extra sturdiness, that that fabric is not going anywhere. So this is what it looks like right now. So it's all nice and taut. There are no wrinkles in it. That's what you want. You don't want wrinkles in your stretchy fabric. If you have wrinkles, usually they come here in the back. That's my personal experience. Or around the ears, then just pull on the fabric until those wrinkles are underneath your elastic, because this is the part where we're going to use, and this is just going to be scrap. So if you get everything nice and taut, there are no wrinkles in it, you will just get the best result you can get with your wig cap. Now we're going to the next step, and that is actually glue. So you can use two types of glue. I have used these both. You have tacky glue, just your regular old white craft glue, that's this, and we have textile glue. I personally use textile glue on my wig caps because textile glue will stay flexible. That means that if you make a wig on this type of head, that you can still use it on another shape of head of the same size. It's just a little bit more malleable, and even if it is a little bigger, you can usually just maneuver it on top of it. If you use tacky glue, your wig cap will become rock solid, and you will not be able to use it on any other type of head than the doll you are actually making it on. So if you want to make a wig and you want it to be interchangeable, then use textile glue. If you are like, no, this is going to be this doll's wig and not anybody else, then you can go for tacky glue if that's what you have laying around. Personally, I get these both at my local Action, and they are pretty much the same price, so I'm going with the textile glue. And what else we need is, I'm going to pull it out of the water here, is a brush. Just your regular old cheap craft brush that you can get, you know, your children's craft brushes, just like that. You don't want to use an expensive brush for this because they will get ruined. That's a fact. They will get ruined. Now you could use where did I put it? Here. You could use a little container to put your glue in and work out of that. I personally do only use this for when I'm actually putting the fiber on the doll's head, the hair on the doll's head. I don't use this when I am actually trying to glue this. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Beep. So yeah, you could use a container and work out of that. Just scoop it up and brush it over your wig cap. I usually don't do that. That takes me too long. What I do is I just open my bottle and do that. And what I do is just take my brush and I'm going to spread it all over his wig. Make so sure that everything is completely soaked with glue. Every little nook and cranny. Just don't be sparse with your glue. Just glob it on, you know, like glob, 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 glob. Just, I think this is a lot easier to do by just squirting it on top of the hat. It is a lot easier, a lot faster for me. And I can turn the head if I want to, like this. And then squirt it on top of here. Just make sure that you get in every little nook and cranny. Go around the ears, because that's where the most stress of the wig will be, around the edges. Make sure those are nice and saturated with glue. I'm just going to do this real quick. I hope I'm going to do this real quick. And when you are going to the front of your doll, just like I am doing right now, make sure that you go down the face to right above the eyes. This gives you the most leeway when you are going into the next process, the next step of making wig caps, and that is making the fit of the wig, the look of the final wig, the styling of the wig cap. Just make sure that, I'm going to just put him right on, that you go, I usually go to right where the eyebrows are, so that I know I have enough wig cap to work with. So I'm just going to put the glue on there. Oh, you don't see anything of what I'm doing right now. I'm sorry. This is all new to me, doing it like this. So yeah, I'm just globbing that glue on. I swear to God, I have a new tool. I gotten that from a friend of mine. She gifted it to me for my birthday. It is actually right here. Ta-da! I have a light ring. I just need to install it somewhere here so I can actually show you photos from above, but I'm still working on that, so I don't have that for this video. But I think we're managing. The next part of the video and the actual wig making, I will be using the light ring and its rigging to actually make videos. Let me just turn his head to the side so I can do this side of the head. And the back here that I still didn't do. Oops, I'm dripping. Also a reason why I prefer to use a stand like that. If I'm dripping, I'm not dripping on any resin or clothes or whatever. I don't mind if I drip on my stand. It was made to be dripped on. That sounds so wrong. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm almost done. I'm going to turn the head forward if it wants to cooperate. Of course, it doesn't want to cooperate, because why should you? Yeah, because I still need to do a little bit of the back, as you can see. So, just make sure that, especially also in the back, that you get down all the way. Just push it really into those edges of that head cap. because that's the part where the most stress will be on the wig in the future. I just need a little bit more. Like that. Yes, okay. So. There we go. Now put that away. And that makes us done. Let me just get the glue off my... There we go. So, pop him back up. There we go. So as you can see, the entirety of the head is covered in a thick, and I mean a thick layer of glue. So what you're going to do now is you are going to wait until this is fully dried. It usually takes about, the first layer, about an hour or 3 to 4, depending on which glue you use and how humid it is outside. When it is completely dry, you will put a second coat of glue on it. I am not going to show you this because it's exactly the same as I just did. And for the length of the video, I'm just going to do this off screen. And then I will come back to you with a new video, because I want to keep these tutorials, the videos, as small as I can get them, so they aren't too long for you. So when this is completely dry, put a second coat of glue on it and wait for that to dry. And when that is all done, I will make a whole new video on what you will do next with your head cap, how you can make it into different styles, what the next steps will be. That will be a new video for you all, just to make sure that this one doesn't turn into 55 minutes of me rambling about wig caps. So this is it. 2 layers of this and you will have your perfect head cap ready to go into the next step. So let me just lift you up again. Hi, it's me. So guys, I hope this video was informative to you, that it was useful for you in the future, and I hope you enjoyed watching me glob some glue onto a doll's head. So yes guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more about my wig making videos, then please like, subscribe, comment, click on the notification bell. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you'll have a very lovely day today, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.